You actually drove trams in Lowestoft?
During 1917, I'm not quite sure. I can't tell you exactly.
How difficult is a tram to control?
Oh, the tram is easy enough to control if you keep your wits about you and watch what you're doing.
What do you have to do, in fact?
You have to... You have to use your left-hand control to put your power on. I used to release my handbrake gently as I put the power on so that the car didn't start off with a jolt. Otherwise you shoot the passengers out of the seats. And then you gradually increase up your speed and as you let your brake off and then let it go loose, you see. On the hills, if you hadn't stopped there, you could let it coast down.
What did the men driving the trams used to think about women doing this?
Well, I'm not quite sure. They were very friendly towards us and always ready to give us a helping hand because, you see, I think they really knew that we were only doing these jobs to keep the men's jobs open for them when they came home from the war. And Lowestoft wasn't overstocked with jobs, so it was important that these men should have their jobs back.
What was the biggest muddle that you ever got in during this time of driving the tram?
The biggest muddle I ever got into was when I was left stranded down at Pegfield. I had number 22 bogey, which didn't like me and I didn't like that. And I went to turn my trolley head, and I don't remember such things as torches. We had a bicycle lamp, and we weren't allowed to flash lights upwards. And as I turned my trolley, the rope slipped out of my hands, and the trolley head landed up in the telegraph wires up above. Well, of course, the car was plunged in complete darkness, and it was all darkness down at that end, which was not built up as it is now. And I didn't know what to do. I thought, well, I couldn't get it out anyhow. So my conductress, who lived at Pakefield, she said, I'm going home. I'm not stopping here sitting in this dark, cold car, all in the dark. So she went home, and I was left sitting all by myself in this darkened car until they missed me at the depot. And then I was very, very pleased when I saw Charlie Snowland come along with a car, and he said, what on earth are you doing here, Maud? I said, well, I've got my trolley caught in the telegraph wires, in the overhead telegraph wires. Dear, 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 he says, let's see what we can do. And of course, somehow or other, he managed to get it out. I can't quite remember how. And we set sail for going home. I followed his car and up the Denmark Road and to the depot, but number 22 refused to go to bed. All she would do would put 4 wheels onto one track and 4 wheels on the other, and it was pouring with rain, and there was Charlie and I till about 1:45 at night trying to get number 22 into the depot, which eventually we did do.
What happened when you got home?
And when I got home, my mother was very cross. She said, where on earth have you been at this time of night? She said, you want to get upstairs right quick? She said, your father isn't half angry with you. And now was I wrestling with a borrowed tram car.
By the way, did you marry a tram driver?
No, I met my husband through being on the trams. He was my conductress's cousin.
So you did your courting on the tram?
So I done my courting on the trams. My husband used to perhaps travel up and down with me sometimes, or otherwise he would wait at the Pakefield depot, find a time out my tram was expected. He would go and buy me a packet of chips, and then he would sit on the little curved staircases that went to the top floor, and there he would feed me as I drove along with a chip at a time, and I don't think I ever remembered enjoying chips so much in all my life.
Now, can you remember, just to end with, the cry that the Clippies used to give when they reached the end of the journey? And if so, would you just shout it for us?
Oh, all the way.
will never have seen such a sight as this, Mr. Moffat, have you, in all your years of
It's
experience?
just like the royalty getting up police escort.
Well, I think you certainly deserve the honour you're being shown tonight.
Yeah.
You've been how long? 40 years, Mr. Moffat?
Well, 39 now, just about 40.
Well, you must have seen a lot of changes in Edinburgh
Oh,
since
yeah.
those old days. Tell me, what are some of the changes you remember?
Well, changing over from the cable to the electric.
Yes.
I was right on the cable right to the last one. I run between Tollcross and Craigloughlin.
And tell me, do you remember the first trip you ever made in a cable car? What was the route?
It was the Braids.
From the Braids.
The Braids.
Where to?
I was on the Service 16. That was from Stanley Road to the Braids.
Ah, yes. What about traffic generally? There wouldn't be anything
Oh,
like the traffic problems, of course, then.
There was no traffic problem when I started.
I'm sure there
These
would.
two wee cab horses run about.
Yes, indeed. Well, now, what happens to you after tonight? This is a tremendous occasion this evening.
I'm going to Central Garage
I
to
see.
work in the office there.
Doing an inside job all the time.
Inside job for a year.
Mhm.
I'll retire in the beginning, a year come January, beginning of January.
Well, I'm sure you can look back on a very, very happy period of service,
Yes.
and little did you dream that it would finish this way. Many congratulations, and thank you indeed, Mr. Moffat.